Well, we are back. It has been probably 3-4 days since I've washed and needle scaled this pickup, so it took a little longer than expected, but nothing wrong with that. It's good to make sure that these rockers and corners are nice and dry before we get to the coating. So we're gonna go ahead and lift this truck up a little bit higher, just because I'm lazy and I want these tires right at chest level, so I can take these center caps off, take the tires off, get them out of the way, and then we'll start probably with doing the inside of the rocker panels first. So I'll show you the wand I got for that, and then lastly we'll go ahead and coat the frame and pretty much everything, the axles, control arms, you name it, everything other than the brakes and plastic components we're going to try and coat. So stay tuned. So I need to turn the air compressor on for the day, and granted it's cold in here, but this belt is slipping. I don't know if you'll be able to pick this up, but yeah, very bad. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little sidetrack here. We're gonna loosen up these 4 bolts, move this motor over. The motor's actually what's tightening this belt, so we're gonna see if that'll fix our squealing issue. Fingers. So something big that you want to always remember is to wear gloves with this stuff. It's nasty. It's basically like a mixture of oil and I guess caramel. Pretty nasty stuff. So stains your clothes. Probably really bad for your lungs. So make sure and wear a mask when you spray it. It's also kind of tricky to get the stuff in this can. So basically this is a little gun that I use for this thing. It's got a wand on it. I don't know if you can see, I'll try and get close here, but there's going to be 5 orifices on the bottom of this thing. So there's going to be 1 in the end, and then, oh, there's even more than that. There's probably 7 of them. Basically it's designed to spray 360 degrees. So I take this thing and I run it through where I pulled all these little rubber plugs out of my rocker panels. I'll also drag it through the tube reinforcements in the frame, anywhere I can get inside, and spray. So we'll kind of work on trying to fill this thing up, and then I'll get it set up and we'll start spraying. So this is the stuff that I use. It's Woolwax, so it's a pretty popular brand. Some people like it, some people don't like it. People that don't like it are most likely mechanics. Like I said, it stays on your frame and everything you get it on, and it never dries. So it's always very greasy and nasty. Helps keep the salt off, nothing sticks to it, but it's not what you would do on a SEMA build. It's basically what you put on your daily driver, things that see winter and see the Wisconsin conditions. All right, so for demonstration purposes only, I got my bore scope here. We're gonna try to, it's gonna make a mess, but boy, I'm hoping this is even gonna be useful, but maybe, yeah, you can see black slime everywhere, shiny black. There you go. So I tried to coat everything as much as I could. I went in every hole a bunch of times just trying to make sure I was thorough, but it looks like I did a pretty decent job. A little mud in there we couldn't get out, but pretty good coverage. Anything should help. All right, next we have the more satisfying part. So this is the gun that's going to cover a little more real estate a lot faster. So this is what I'm going to spray all the surfaces with. Just got to keep this canister full. And I'll try to bring the camera along, and we're just going to put a thin layer on basically everything, exterior and interior of the truck. Well, not interior of the truck, interior of the structural components, frame and tubes and whatnot. So tag along. So we did complete most of this side. The light shows all your imperfections and places you had missed, so 9 times out of 10 you'll have to go back and clean up quite a bit. But looks pretty good, can't complain. I started climbing over here, side of the receiver. I'm going to continue to go back here, and then we'll work our way back the outside of this passenger side. Well, our camera is about to die and it's pretty dirty, but we got a lot left to do. Had done the exterior part of the driver's side frame, worked my way around, and then did the receiver hitch, got through the outside to here. This is about where I'm at, so I have to do everything on the outside of the frame on this side, and then we'll start crawling into the inside of the frame and then do miscellaneous. We got fresh batteries in the camera, so we're gonna go ahead and finish everything from here back on the passenger side of the pickup. So we got pretty much everything on the exterior of the frame taken care of. Receiver hitch is done. Outside of the axle is done. So it's looking pretty good. Nice and slimy, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and do just the inside of the frame. A couple of these cross members that look a little brown, and then we'll be done. Undercoating is now complete. So we got everything we could and should, I hope. Even ended up branching a little further than I was anticipating. I ended up doing the leaf springs, backside of the hub here. Didn't do the pumpkin. That didn't look too bad. I don't want to put it on things that are clean, that I'm going to have to work on, because this is going to be miserable to work on pretty much the rest of its existence. But cross members are done. I even did inside the rockers here, everything you can see up in there. So nice and slimy. Hopefully it'll keep this truck in one piece a little longer. Next on the agenda, we're going to do an oil change on this thing since it's up in the air. I looked on the shelf here, and yes, I do have an oil filter, and I know I have oil over here, so we'll get that done, and then we'll throw the tires back on. Those will be rotated from when we took them off. The backs came straight forward, and the two front ones got swapped and put to the back. So help get the best life out of these tires. The front ones are cupping a little bit. Not terrible, but again, expensive tires. Why not rotate them? Then they don't growl. They last longer. So we're gonna do an oil change here. I finally got everything rounded up, made sure I got enough oil. I'm using a 5-gallon pail, so don't think I'm not measuring. I just, I know that this thing takes 2.5 gallons or 10 quarts each oil change. All we're gonna do is take the oil plug out, which I believe is a 15mm wrench. I am too cheap and I conserve space, so I don't have an elevated oil catch. So I use my handy dandy transmission jack and an oil catch there. And then, yeah, we'll be able to get right up in there. So get that out, done, and then oil filter right there. So really easy to get to. Looks like it's gonna make a terrible mess. I can't remember on this truck, but it's almost impossible to do clean. But roll up the sleeves, they have blue shop towels ready, and yeah, we'll get her done. I will say, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the engine warm. It is like negative 15 degrees outside, and my furnace is already feeling all the stress of that. And I didn't want to run it without the door open. So we're just going to have to take a little extra time. It just, when the engine's warm, it seems to flow out better. And but not the end of the world. You always want a good seal around this gasket. Also very important to not double gasket. So sometimes when you take the old filter off, the old filter gasket will stick And if you double gasket them, you'd think it wouldn't be a big deal. It is. It'll drain your oil super fast. So, speaking from experience, so be mindful of that when changing your oil. We are still flowing. So, I'm pretty bright there. We probably got enough pan here. I'm gonna slide this guy over, be able to crack that oil filter loose, get them both draining at the same time. All right, we're draining both. Nice and slow. My impact socket does fit in there, but barely. It is a snug fit, but sometimes I do have to use a chrome on certain aftermarket wheels. So the oil fill isn't exactly convenient on these trucks, especially one that's got a lift in it, so it takes some creativity, but just zip tied that thing in there because I'm going to be holding this big pail and I don't want to have to worry about that thing tipping over and making a mess too, so kind of got to just be one with the truck here. There we go. And it's a slow process, so you just get rolling. We were pretty close the last time I checked. I just want to confirm again. Right on the money. Full. Good. Get rid of this guy here. Throw our oil cap back on. Maybe. There we go. Alright, we are done under the hood. Pretty much all we got left is a wash job. I figured while I'm in here, always seem to be out of the windshield wash, so we can do this without making a huge mess. Perfect. And it's full. Well, never mind then. Save that for later. So after I do an oil change, obviously I like to keep track of it. Got a lot of vehicles around for myself and others, and I got undercoating all over everything. So I just write down everything, including miles. So 2017 GMC 174 116. I always do my miles that it was changed at, not when it should be changed. Let's see here. So that's good to go. Oh, take that back. I also put it on a piece of tape here. So I typically just write changed at. Write down mileage. Do that, and then tear that off and throw it inside the door jamb. So it stares at you in the face every time you get in. Try to be pretty religious about my oil changes. If anything, I do them too early. I just ripped off the sticker for this one, and I was only at like 4,000 miles, so yeah, you can tell where I had the old one there. But put this guy in here. Now we know. All right, next up we're gonna wash the truck. Give it a rinse first. I got a conglomeration of soap and some Dawn dish soap, some other things in there. Just a little stronger than normal to try and help get rid of any of the overspray may have occurred with the undercoating. So we're gonna go ahead and spray it down and get to scrubbing. Alrighty, well, exterior is complete. I haven't got a chance to dry it down yet, but we are running low on battery on the camera and nobody needs to see me blow dry my truck. But I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. Nice, clean factory look again. The receiver hitch turned out good. Just gets rid of that ratty look that it had. I know this is not a permanent fix. The more you drive it and salt and the more times you wash it, unfortunately this stuff isn't permanent. So it will need to be recoated eventually, but for as much as I drive this truck, I don't presume that'll be in the next 2 years or 3 years probably, at least. So still cleans up nice. My guess is this is gonna turn into the work truck eventually here, and end up maybe getting a new one hopefully in the next couple of years, depending on how things lay out. But either way, try and take care of it as good as we can. Appreciate everybody for watching.